The internet is one of the pillars supporting today's civilization. Popular culture, for example, has reached unimaginable heights with social networks, accessible to a large part of humanity. For this reason, it is not surprising that around the internet there are sites, videos, and information in general that capture the attention of internet users and make their imagination fly. In this video we will cover some of them, from the deep web, or strange YouTube channels, to videos that relate the horrors that humanity can reach. Level 1. By now, everyone has heard of the deep web, but for those who don't know what it is an internet site that Google does not register and requires a special browser that hides the identity of the visitor. However, not even the most avid internet users know everything that can be found on these pages, so they still preserve a great mystery. This YouTube channel constantly uploads videos with blue and red figures accompanied by high-pitched sounds that compose a gloomy mechanical melody. So far, no one knows who uploads them, why and what they mean. The persistence of Space Jam in the Western pop culture is, in all likelihood, one of the great mysteries of our era. There always seems to be an excuse to bring it back into fashion. During the release of the first film, Warner decided to promote the film by creating a website, spacejam.com, which remained intact since 1996, creating a great mystery as to why Warner did not disable the site. It would be 25 years after, with the release of a new Space Jam movie, that this famous site would be revamped to match the new movie, bringing an end to the original site that had been around for 25 years. Typos is the name of a computer algorithm that is supposed to be used by large companies around the world. This algorithm can be used to remove copyright infringement on websites such as YouTube, and can be seen as a form of mass surveillance. The mystery surrounding Typos comes from how employees of certain companies were allegedly fired when the algorithm's name appeared in their file search history, and how Typos seems to remove any mention of their name on the internet. It is curious that the person who created the most popular cryptocurrency is still unknown. The digital exchange rate, which some believe could change the economy in the future, was created in 2009 by a certain Satoshi Nakamoto. However, it is a pseudonym, as no one knows exactly if it is a person or an organization. Level 2. This anecdote occurred in the X forum of 4chan. The thread was saved in 4archive and today is considered one of the most important anecdotes in the history of the site. An anonymous user said that his friend believed that his computer was infected by some kind of virus, and he also reported that strange things were happening in his rental home. It was subtle, but he noticed it, and that's why he was progressively nervous. On his computer were pictures that he claimed he had never downloaded from the internet. The images were uploaded by the user. One person said they were corrupted files, another said they were parts of a map, but someone solved the mystery by saying it wasn't a map, it was a face. Someone noticed that in the corner of one of the images there was a secret message. The box where this secret message was located had a binary code, and when they translated it, the word God appeared, making everyone believe that this was a message from God himself. Obey the Walrus is a viral video featuring drag queen the Goddess Bunny, who was disabled from childhood polio. The video features herself tap dancing to a distorted version of Itsy Bitsy Spider. Many find the video unsettling, and it has inspired reaction videos, parodies, and remixes. However, it is not known who the creator is or why he gave him that title, Why We Should Obey a Walrus. Somewhere on the gigantic Reddit forum, there is a rather strange subtopic, known as A858, made up of posts written by the same user with just numbers and letters, without any logical explanation. When one user mentioned that A858 was the Stonehenge of Reddit, a coded image of Stonehenge was posted. At another time, an image of a troll also appeared. Besides these two situations, nothing else happened but posts with these mysterious codes for 2 whole years. This strange topic started with a post in 2011, and since then the posts composed of giant blocks of alphanumeric code have attracted a multitude of curious people. There are also a good number of internet users dedicated to trying to decipher the code of the posts, and many have even claimed that they have a different coding pattern to those already known, which makes the work of these researchers even more difficult. A strange YouTube channel here, a while ago, called Meat Sleeps, that uploads strange and bizarre videos that lead viewers believe they are watching images filmed by a murderer, kidnapper, cannibal, etc. What is most striking is that the channel is titled just Meat, and has nothing but videos. The channel has several oddities, one being that the videos are often deleted without warning. The uploads often had strange clues that were hidden, both in the video and audio files, as well as the titles. One could spend an entire day decoding clues from the videos, trying to figure out: what is the message? Who is Meat Sleeps? What is his purpose? Is he a cannibal or a killer? Level 3. This is a conspiracy theory about the WayFair brand, which sells real estate at high prices. A well-known activist tweeted about the high price of storage cabinets being sold by the online retailer. The user pointed out that the cabinets were all listed with girls' names, prompting followers to allege that the pieces of furniture actually had children hidden in them as part of a supposed child trafficking ring. The initial tweet gained little traction until discussion about it was reignited on a Reddit discussion group called r/conspiracy almost a month later. Followers were making supposed links between the fact that some expensive pieces of WayFair furniture are named after girls, and actual cases of missing children in the US with the same names. WayFair has explained that the company uses an algorithm to name its products. It acknowledged that the high prices listed may have led to confusion, but says the particular cabinets are large, industrial-size items meant for business or commercial use. The Tsuki Project was a website based on the belief that our reality is just one system among many in the universe, and that when we die, we ascend to the next system. Several references to the anime, Serial Experiments Lain, were present on the website and its multi-reality theories. The Tsuki Project alleged that by joining the website, the users called migrants, limited 15,000, would ascend from the system space, our present system, to the next system once they die, but it warned users to not commit suicide. The website gained interest from the internet community after being featured in numerous YouTube videos. Several theories were born from it, as some said it was a hoax, others a death cult, or even a marketing stunt for the release of a new game or TV series. Most information on the website was purposely cryptic, with links leading to images of static and black and white pixels, leading even more theories about encrypted message hidden on the website. The site had a countdown that ended in early 2017, but it was for announcing a new website called Arasukan, which was a Serial Experiments Lain fan-oriented website. The Tsuki Project website was since then taken down. The page 4chan, a well-known meeting place for people with very particular tastes, published in 2012 a mysterious message requesting highly intelligent people through a series of cryptographic riddles. At the end of them, the best would be chosen for an unknown purpose. The messages, signed by 3301, and posted 2 more times in 2013 and 2014, still do not have an identified author. Mortis.com is a domain that went up in 1997, only being discovered by chance much later, in the early 2010. When the site was active in 1997, it was a simple landing page with a black background and a white box prompting you for a username and password. One such user decided to snoop around the source code of this website with the curiosity to find out what was behind that login screen. Sooner he realized there was something much weirder going on than just the website's strange name and the monochromatic design. The user combed through pages and pages of code, quickly realizing that Mortis.com was hosting an enormous amount of data. Some of the individual files were as large as 39 gigabytes, and the total amount of data being hosted on the website were in the range of terabytes. Keep in mind that the site was created in 1997, so that's a lot of data for the time. For example, Yahoo made waves for upgrading their processing server from 7.5 terabytes to 24, which should give you an idea. As interest in the site grew, more and more fake posts started appearing. Some users claimed they had logged in to find everything from music files, to hardcore snuff videos, to classified government documents. Among all these hoaxes, a small spark appeared in the dark, a name, Thomas Ling. Any clear information on Ling was hard to verify, even including his existence. A development came when one user found a Thomas Ling in Sydney, Australia. Further investigation seemed promising, even revealing an address, only for the users to discover that the property was an unowned, empty plot of land. The site was registered under the name Thomas Ling, as well as other domains. The truth is that it was never known if it was a real name or not. The site Mortis.com fell in 2011, without really knowing the reason for its disappearance, but more importantly what information it contained. Level 4. A red room is an urban legend. It is supposedly a hidden website or service in the deep web where one can view and/or participate in interactive torture or murder. It is essentially the legend of snuff film retold for the YouTube era. That is, ultra-secret sites where you can watch live murders and torture if you pay or log in. The legend, however, is older than we think, and stems directly from snuff cinema. The 1983 film Videodrome featured a segment in which a news channel tunes in to an apparent live satellite feed of a military interrogation taking place in a room with red walls, which sends the protagonists on a journey that leads them to question the difference between reality and television. This is a video game-related mystery, and like many other mysteries it is based on Reddit. The game was first mentioned on r/Typo My Joystick in 2016. That evil farming game is a rumored farm simulation video game, but with a twist at the beginning of the game. The game starts with you and your wife. One night you argue with her and end up stabbing her to death. Now the game revolves around farming to keep you alive while trying to keep the town from finding out about the incident that happened. Occasionally, the police come to search your house and you have to hide their corpse. There is no record of such a game. Some said the game is Morai. This experimental game that barely lasted 10 minutes put us in which we will meet a farmer with bloody clothes, to which we can ask him some questions and decide whether to kill him or let him go. Then we will find his wife full of blood and she will ask us to end her life to join her husband. In 2011 something strange happened on Facebook. People were informed of hundreds of puzzling messages posted by a Canadian woman named Karin Catherine Waldegrave. Her posts read like the ramblings of a disturbed conspiracy theory. However, it wasn't what she said that baffled many. It was the fact that she was having a conversation with herself. Karin wrote 500 to 700 cryptic responses within a 12-hour period. Shortly thereafter the messages stopped and were deleted. And with that Karin's Facebook account also disappeared, leaving behind the questions and the mystery of what happened to Karin Catherine Waldegrave. Scott Kleeschulte was born on April 12, 1979. Scott left his home on the afternoon of June 8, 1988. He was headed off to play in the woods, just 1 block away from his home. When Scott didn't return home that evening, his parents called the police and reported him missing. Authorities began searching the area for Scott the night he disappeared. Some of Scott's friends led searchers to at least a half-dozen caves where the boy was known to play. On June 10, 2 days after Scott disappeared, the search was officially called off. The parents and authorities think he got abducted. Over the next few years more clues to Scott's disappearance would emerge, but none would come to fruition. Until in 2016 a Reddit comment on a post titled, "To those who have accidentally killed someone, what went wrong?" generated a lot of speculation that it might be related to Scott's disappearance. The comment reads as follows. "This still haunts me to this day. As kids, we had a hideout in this dirt cliff. There was a neighborhood kid who, in hindsight, was probably mentally handicapped in some way, but to us, he was just the weird creepy kid. This was the 80s, and we weren't exactly raised politically correct. 3 of us were headed to our base and found a creepy kid sitting at the top in our guard chair. We yelled at him to get out, and he said something like, 'Make me,' and started lobbing dirt clods and sticks down at us. We all ran around the side to make our way up. It gets pretty fuzzy here, but all I remember is he fell. I still remember the sound. When we got back down to check on him, he was in a very awkward position with blood coming out of his mouth. We all just freaked out and ran home, and as far as I know, no one has spoken a word of this to anyone. We didn't go back for over a month and never said a word of it between us." Again, this was the 80s, so media wasn't like today. Chances are it got a small article in the newspaper B section, missing mentally disabled child found dead after fall, or something like that. With many of the details being similar, another user questioned whether the post was related to Scott's disappearance. Another user found the age of the confessor from one of his previous posts, and it would have made him 11 years old at the time of this incident. The account that posted the confession was deleted shortly after making the post. The local police department was alerted to the post, but maintains their belief that Scott Kleeschulte was abducted. The location of Scott Kleeschulte remains unknown, as do the circumstances regarding his disappearance. Level 5. Daisy's destruction has undoubtedly become one of the biggest internet myths in recent times. Everywhere the video is discussed you will find people claiming to have seen it, however the descriptions are usually different, although all of them are equally horrible. Some claim that the girl in the video is about 5 years old, others more, and others will tell you that Daisy, if that's the girl's name, is just a baby. Regarding the appearance of the protagonists, sometimes they are people with Asian, Malay, or sometimes Indian features or from that geographic area. The video consists of several parts, lasting about 45 minutes. Supposedly the video is the greatest horror anyone can see, as Daisy, as the girl is called, suffers from all the horrible things you can imagine until she can't take it anymore and loses her life, only to later burn the remains. It is necessary to clarify once again that it is unknown if this video really exists or not, as everything is at the discretion of each person. Some few users of the deep web claim to have seen the legendary video Snuff R73 or Vorsk Snuff R73. Another video similar to Daisy's destruction. According to them, this film exceeds the limit of all possible and imaginable abominations of which the human being could be guilty. More than 2 years after its confidential distribution through the deep web, it was released on DVD-R with a truncated version. They say it went from being 3.5 hours long to trimming its content to only 1.25 hours, avoiding the worst parts to bring it into legality, and that's when it gained more notoriety on the shallow web. There is practically no real information about this, we can't find real descriptions, only that the footage shows a child. The description talks about torture, pedophilia, and necrophilia all in the same video. However, a few comments on sites like 8chan agree that in reality Snuff R73 is a compilation of gore videos, snuff, accidents caught on camera, and in short any forbidden and unpleasant video to watch. Catacombs are subway galleries that some ancient Mediterranean civilizations built and used as burial places. Needless to say, they are terrifying places, and for many they are haunted, and contain bad vibes. In this case are the catacombs of France. In the 90s, it was possible to recover a camera of what would probably be a tourist, who died inside the catacombs. The video would later be available on the internet. And it is here where many began to notice something strange, and is that at the beginning of the video seems to be recording everything calmly, but towards the end it seems as if he was running, as if trying to run away from someone or something. Many made theories about this video. For example, some mentioned that he simply got lost inside the catacombs, so he panicked and tried to run desperately looking for a way out. This option is not difficult to imagine since they are really extensive places. Although some others mentioned that he was running away from a murderer who was there. And finally there are those who believe that there was a creature that followed him, claiming that it feeds on travelers who get lost while traveling through the catacombs. On the internet, black holes are places on the network where incoming or outgoing traffic is silently discarded, without informing the source that the data did not reach its intended recipient. In case you haven't quite figured it out, this means that every time you send a file, no matter what it is, and it is not sent correctly, that information does not disappear. This also applies to receiving files. All that information stays in what is known as a black hole, and if there is any organization or anyone who has access to that information is unknown, but if they are able to use that information, it is safe to say that they have data on every person who has ever used the internet. Making this one of the scariest things about the internet.